Hello, it's not day 146 of the Liberator Project. This is a message from the future. This is from the end of the project, and I thought I'd fill in and tell you what's been happening in the last few months. I'd like to say thank you to everyone that supported the Liberator Project and you know, given the encouragement to pick me up and continue. You know, you don't know what that's meant to me over the time. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate that more than you realise. It's been a bit of a grim time, to be honest, and you know, your encouragement certainly got me through the darker times. However, I have to sort of, you know, confess that the Liberator Project has failed and it's now over. So before I tell you why, though, I'd like to give a shout out to Darren Edwards and Mandy. I know you wrote to me a few weeks ago via the Facebook page, link below, and you know, you did encourage me and prompt me to actually make this video. So I know it's taken a couple of weeks, but it worked eventually. Thank you very much, and cheers for that. So what's happened? Why did videos stop? What happened to me? Well, the simple answer was I stopped posting videos because you know, money problems. As I used to work away from home a lot, I don't have broadband in my flat, which is behind me, with the scaffolding on it for some reason. I use a mobile broadband station rather than a broadband connected to the flat. So it all goes through my mobile phone effectively, and well, you know, it was you know, sadly, coming up to Christmas, money was very tight. I didn't pay the bill and they cut me off, so I couldn't upload anything. And well, I was still making videos for a while, and you know, I just couldn't upload them. So, you know, you sort of carried on making them for a while, but if you can't upload them after a while, you think it's sort of a bit worthwhile. And you know, obviously I have my phone and everything back on now, and things are looking about much better now. It's Christmas is over, but a lot of the videos I made over Christmas are very time critical because they talk about Christmas, and there's no point sort of me posting up my Christmas message in mid-January. So just didn't do that. There is something though. I mean, the Slavic culture celebrate Christmas on the 6th of January. And I really wanted to share an absolutely beautiful Ukrainian folk chant that's called Shchedryk in Ukrainian. I assume that we pronounce Shchedryk in Russian, but I don't really know. So if I'm right or wrong, anyone who speaks Russian, you know, post in the comments to let me know what I'm doing wrong. But actually in English it means Carol of the Bells. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. And you know, as you probably know by now, I have a bit of a soft spot for anything Russian or Eastern European, and I really like that. Now, I didn't want to copy their video and paste it because, you know, I think that's a bit disreputable. But what I've done is I've put so I've run out of hair wax. Life's tough. I'll put a link to their video below in the description, and I really recommend you give that a listen. It's only like 2.5 minutes, but it's absolutely amazing. I think it's wonderful, and well, you know, watch after you watch my video. Yeah, they do a version both in English and Ukrainian, and I think it's amazing. So highly recommend that. I know it's after Christmas, but it's still absolutely beautiful. So I'm quite happy to recommend that now, even though it's about, you know, a month and a half late. With videos, well, can I say, is once you get out the habit of something, it's sort of hard to get back in the rhythm. Like I was in a thing which every day I would make a video and I'd let it upload at night, or I'd just do it, you know, it'd be a sort of 3 days I might sort of build up videos and then post them all together. And you know, once you get out of that routine, it's hard to pick it up and get back into the rhythm of it. So I just sort of stopped making videos after a while. I mean, I've started now, and you know, I've still got a backlog of videos, some of which I might share. But you know, as you said it, I'm not going to say, you know, I'm not going to wish all Merry Christmas in, you know, in February or March. I still have some problems uploading. you know, it's things are still not going very well, as you imagine, you know, and there's reasons for that, which we'll get onto later. And something else I wanted to do was I decided that as I hadn't posted for a while, I'd use the time and I would improve the video quality. Now, I know that's not really the ethos of the Liberator Project, but I thought, yes, I said at the start that I would gradually improve things. I mean, I've got my selfie stick again, and I thought I'd do some video editing. So I got some free video editing software and I loaded it onto an obsolete pink Estonian laptop, which I use because my laptop broke, so I'm using Alin's old machine. Oh God. So, you know, what could possibly go wrong? Well, as it turns out, quite a bit went wrong. And the worst thing about this laptop is that if anything goes wrong and it crashes, it restores itself back to some sort of default setting, which is all in Estonian. Now, Estonian is nothing like Russian. It's a very, very hard language. It's like Finnish or Hungarian. It's really difficult. So, you know, I went out with an Estonian woman, as I think you know. I might not have talked about her relationship, but I think you know that by now. I went out with her for nearly 6 years, and I spent quite a lot of time actually in Tallinn, which is an absolutely beautiful city. It's probably my favourite city in the world. I love Tallinn. If you get a chance, definitely go over there. Well, if you're allowed to even to go to the shops, but Tallinn might be a step too far at the moment. It's a wonderful place. So despite this, and being very keen, I'm very keen to learn other people's cultures, and being in Estonia, you know, I spent ages, and even after all that time, I couldn't even say thank you correctly in Estonian. Now, the word for it is aita, but that's not how it's pronounced. And though to my ears it just sounds like aita, but apparently that's wrong. So if you can't even pronounce thank you in a language, you know that it's just not the language for you. And especially all the grammar and tenses and everything they had, it was just a nightmare. So I'm sticking to English and Russian, possibly a bit of French I used to speak, but you know, Russian's good. Right, anyway, after the laptop crashes, what it does, it restores itself back to Estonian, and then it brings up boxes and error messages, but of course they're all in Estonian, so it brings up a message that I don't understand and then gives me two choices, both of which are quite long and detailed, and I don't understand either. And of course, because the laptop's going through some sort of restoration, I can't look up the translation on Google or anything, and so it's a bit hit and miss really to try and get the laptop back into English. I mean, it's happened quite a bit, so I'm getting quite practiced at it. I'm getting faster at it, but it's still a bit of a chore. And really, I do need to repair my own laptop at some stage, but that's on the list of things I've got to do, and that's why it's been taking a while. Anyway, what was going on? I have got some video editing software now. Thank you to Stuart for sending me a link to get that, and I've got that installed, and I think it's working. And if it is working, just watch this. Impressed? I can even call you all a bunch of no harm done. Anyway, now watch this. It's great having video editing facilities at last. I'm going to probably use a lot more of them if the laptop stays in English. Right, now I thought I'd tell you about what's been happening to the Liberator Project. Now, the whole point of the Liberator Project was for me to sell up everything, buy a catamaran and go sailing for at least a year, and travel the world, visit friends. You know, while the world's in this sort of peculiar state, my career's gone down the toilet, so I might as well use the time to actually travel and make the most of the situation. So, you know, every cloud's got a silver lining. I thought, can't work, I can travel for a while. Now, basically, the project was going okay up until about day 118. I mean, it was, yes, I suppose I was about a month and a half later than where I wanted to be, and that's because it took longer than I expected to fix the cars and sell them. But, you know, it was okay. So I sold my flat in January rather than December. That's all right, you know. We're not really going to be that fussed about the actual deadline I sailed. You know, as long as I had a boat, I could be working on that. And I think you'd find it interesting to see the systems I've designed and built. And, you know, we could have, I'm sure we'd have been fine from that. So I wasn't so bothered. However, about, you say, day 118, I found out from the two estate agents that my flat was worth about £50,000 less than it had been 18 months earlier. So obviously that was still a bit of a shockwave for me. And then of course the lockdown's gone, well, it's rapidly increased. It went from tier 4 to tier 5. And at the moment where I live, you know, it's tier 5. We are not supposed to go out for anything other than emergencies or vital supplies like, you know, food and cheap white wine. So we're not even really supposed to go out for a walk. I mean, that's the daft thing. They're not very happy if people, you know, drive to the woods or walk in the woods. There's some problems with that. And basically that's made it pretty much impossible for me to sell the flat, even taking a massive loss. I've been to 2 estate agents. Well, you know, Croxley's not that big a place really, and both suggested that it'd be better off if I waited for a while until people, you know, are out of the lockdown. People can, you know, people want to see a house before they buy it, and if they're not technically allowed to do that, you know, obviously you can't sell. So as a result of that, the Liberator Project is, you know, well and truly on hold. Now, as I couldn't carry on selling up, you know, and you know, it's not, yeah, it's not easy. But and also it's like I couldn't, you know, around Christmas holiday, it's not a good time to start selling things on eBay or you know, online, because, you know, no one's got any money. No one's going to want to buy stuff over Christmas. They haven't got any money and they're with their families, and it's sort of, you know, best to wait until February to start selling again. So really, I didn't have a great deal of things to actually progress on the project. Now, you know, I did video other stuff. I mean, I do cooking and do other bits and pieces, and you know, I even included politics in that. Now, I don't know if you know, but for the last few years, I've been involved quite heavily in the free speech movement and civil rights. And, you know, so I made some videos about that. I thought it was nice to sort of, you know, share those. And I don't know if it was because of the politics or lack of money, but basically the channel lost both its sponsors. And, you know, I don't know if it's politics. It could just be people are not working and money's too tight. But, you know, while that wasn't a great deal of money, it did actually help go towards the cost of uploading and keeping me going. And so, you know, that caused a knock-on effect of problems for me, you know, between coming up for Christmas. Then, yeah, that was the problem with the project. And then also on a personal aspect, you know, I don't feel good about myself, you know, I don't want to, and I don't think you really want to see a miserable video, you know, when I'm down. Now, usually when I'm feeling down and miserable, what I do is I used to go karate twice a week, or go to the gym 3 times, and I'd go to karate and have a damn hard training session, or even a good fight, and feel better, or I'd go to the gym and really burn myself out until, you know, they didn't take that much actually, given my health, but I worked at that until I was absolutely knackered. So I'd do karate, you know, gym, jiu-jitsu, yoga. I'll even play, you know, sword fighting with lightsabers, and, you know, just generally, you know, have some physical exercise to keep myself, my spirits up and feel good about myself. And all those are stopped or banned. So, you know, I haven't really got any way of exercising. Now, I absolutely hate running. I always have done. But I've run, I think, 4 half marathons in my life. And the only reason I did that was because I was fit enough to do it, because I was doing so much other fitness. And also my friends from university were really into running. So, you know, I'm not one to miss out on anything. So basically it was an opportunity to go away for the weekend, meet some friends, you know, have a nice weekend away. Quite heavy drinking actually the night before the marathon from myself and one of my friends. But, you know, it wasn't about the running, it was about being social. And, you know, I said, I'm not one to miss out on anything. I wouldn't go away on the weekend and not run. I'd feel that wasn't the deal. It's like, no, I'm not going to be a bystander. If I'm going to go, I'm going to run. And so I'd have to do that for my own sort of peace of mind. And, well, anyway, I don't feel like running at the moment. I've got bad knees and I put weight on, and really, you know, it's not something I ever enjoyed, even when I was really fit. So there's no exercise. You know, we're just supposed to stay at home. Now, being a good citizen, I've been staying in, just me and the hedgehog, and you know, as you probably know, I mean, I'm a reasonable cook. I certainly like my cooking, and I've been cooking a lot, and then I've been eating it. And basically I've gained about 20 kilograms of weight over the last 6 months. And, you know, that's about 20 kilograms of fat. I've lost all my muscle definition and muscle tone. I just feel flabby and useless and loose. It's, you know, it really doesn't motivate you to do things, I'm afraid. You know, that's the problem. Now, it's, you know, what can I say? When I'm acting, I have this strange thing where I'm not self-conscious at all. It's really weird. I have absolutely no shame as an actor. I don't get embarrassed. You know, I can pretend to do things, and you know, it doesn't bother me at all. You know, and that's sort of because it's someone else. I'm pretending to be someone else, and as them, I can do anything, and it doesn't affect me. It's different. I'm pretending to be someone else, but here it's very different. You know, because here I'm sharing my personal life and a little glimpse into my world, and it's far more personal. And you know, genuinely, I feel a bit, you know, a bit self-conscious and a bit ashamed to be on video at the moment. And you know, you're seeing me here naked. Yeah, not physically, obviously, but mentally naked. This is just who I am, and that's a lot more personal. So, you know, I'm sharing myself, and, you know, real life is very different from movies. You know, it's not always very exciting, and it can be quite grim. So certainly in the last few months, things have been pretty terrible for me. So I didn't want to share, you know, I didn't want to share them. But, you know, I want to be entertaining. I want to make a nice channel. I don't want to just be going, oh God, I'm still in the house and it's cold and wet and the hedgehog's not talking to me. You know, I don't want to be like that. I want to sort of, you know, be entertaining and hopefully making progress. You can see that I'm, you know, achieving my mission. Even though I haven't been posting anything, I've still been doing things for the project. I've been designing a lot of equipment. You know, can't afford to actually get it made yet, but it's nice to have it in reserve. You know, the designs are sort of pretty much sketched out and ready to go if I need them. And I've also set up accounts for the project on Parler, Gab, Minds, and we still have our original Facebook page. So if you want to, you know, join in there, and I post anything that's sort of vaguely relevant to the channel, and you're very welcome to post there as well. You're also very welcome to leave comments down below, actually. So, you know, you can contact me, and there's an email address. So if you want anything, the channel to do anything particular, or you don't like anything, or you like something, please, you know, just let me know. It's always nice to have feedback, as long as it's constructive. It doesn't matter if you really don't like something, you know, then constructive criticism's good, you know. So anyway, now I thought I'd do bonus material for fun. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post a video that I made over Christmas, and mainly because it features James in it. Now, the plan was that I went to his place in sort of southwest London with my guitar, and the two of us would do about 4 or 5 covers, do some singing, and, you know, generally have a good time and make some videos. However, that didn't work out to plan because of the lockdown. I wasn't allowed in the house, and also, of course, all the pubs are shut, whereas we could have, you know, I think we're reasonable enough. We could have gone to a pub and played for free and recorded it there, or found a quiet corner somewhere, but everything was shut. Couldn't do that. So in the end, what we did was, you know, basically we sat in the garden. Now, in the end of December, it was bitterly cold. It was just far too cold to play. And basically, we froze our asses off. And what we did to keep warm is we built a little fire and, you know, persevered for a while. But, you know, it was a disaster. We couldn't get any music done. But anyway, here's the video. Hope you enjoyed.
Hello there. This is day, what day is it?
152.
152 of the Liberator Project. Currently we've got a lovely roaring fire. Now, unfortunately, we weren't able to do the music that we were going to do today because all the fucking pubs are shut. You know? But it is what it is, lockdown and such, so we're having a bit of a meet up outside, chilling by the fire, and yeah, we're just having a bit of a laugh, really. I hope everyone's doing well. How are you doing, Jerome?
You're stalling, aren't you?
Please
See,
introduce yourself.
It's not as easy as you think, just talking for 20 minutes.
No, it isn't.
But luckily I'm good at talking about myself, so no problem. Well, we've made a fire. Try and keep warm in the garden because it's really cold. Now, this is a tier 4 lockdown area. Oh god, I'm getting smoked out. So all the pubs and all the bars were shut, so brought the guitars to record like 4 or 5 songs and just couldn't find anywhere to do it. So it was much too cold in the gardens. Oh, getting cooked again. And it was much too cold in the garden, so we lit the boiler and we spent I don't know, a few hours getting the fire going to the point where it was actually quite warm. So that's why we haven't done any music. And now it's cold and it's dark. Anyway, that was the excuse. And I must admit, I was an hour and a half late coming down here because I lost my car keys, and they were in the recycling bin. So luckily, I found those, but I did have to, go through all the tins and everything. So.
But we do have guitars, so we are working on music. But
well, we also have a stylophone, but music will have to wait for another day, I think. But
yeah.
Anyway, thanks very much, and see you soon. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
I hope overall you enjoyed the Liberator Project, and I hope you join me tomorrow for the last day, which is day 200. Thank you for watching this far, and good night. Goodbye.
Well, I don't really think that the end can be assessed as of itself as being the end, because what does the end feel like? It's like saying when you try to extrapolate the end of the universe, you say if the universe is indeed infinite, then what does that mean? How far is all the way? And then if it stops, what's stopping it, and what's behind what's stopping it? So what's the end, is my question to you.